So Ryan, we are here at the legendary Sebring circuit. I know you're a big fan of this one. Myself, not quite so much. I respect it is a great circuit though. And yeah, it's a classic circuit for these cars. Thankfully, in real life, we are coming back here next year or the year after. I'm not sure which one it is. But yeah, should be a great track for round 7 of the championship.
Yeah, absolutely, Sam. Good evening, everyone. Yes, Sebring International Raceway, one of the most iconic tracks in sports car racing and endurance racing. One of my personal favourites, and always produces great racing in real life and on iRacing. And I think tonight should be no exception.
Yeah, absolutely. I have forgotten recently to do uninteresting facts about the places that we visit. And today, Florida is the largest producer of watermelons in the country. It also produces the most tomatoes, strawberries, and sugar. So there you are. Also in the championship, in the LMP1 class, I think we've had a change for the lead. Carlo Usabi is now leading the way. He's quite a bit ahead, actually, of Thierry Renson, 60 points ahead. Carlo is also a Division 2 driver, so well done to him. He has got one more week counter, though, with Julian Groenen also very much in the championship. He's about 50 points further back in third. And then in the HPDs, Neil Andrews leading the way, still very close in this class. 40 points ahead of Julian Bout. Johan Hardy had a bit of a struggling last round of the championship, I think, but he's still in third, and as the Lavoska in fourth. And then in the GTEs, it's Barry Morrison leading the way. I think he won last season as well, so still going very strong there, but he's only just ahead of Florian Dinard with Jorge Blasco Valls running in a strong third place, actually joint level with Dominic Stabe in fourth position. We are kind of at the midway part of the season. We are reaching the end of qualifying at the moment. It's Tommaso Carla currently on pole position out there. And so far this season, I'd say the racing's been a little bit more aggressive than we saw last season. We've had a few more collisions, particularly in the LMP1 field. Quite a few times the attrition rate has been quite a lot. So yeah, can we expect the same today here at Sebring? It's quite a narrow circuit in places, but at the same time, of course, we've seen endurance races go very well around here in the past.
Yeah, this season so far has been, yeah, as you mentioned, the racing's been a lot more. For some reason, it's just been a bit more aggressive. I don't know if people are just. It's difficult to tell if people are just trying, just basically because it's even though it's a 60-minute race, it's people just tend to. I think people would want to try and make up as many positions as possible, and they try and go all out from the get go. And this season so far, the race has been brilliant to watch through the field, especially in LMP1 and especially in GT. And yeah, I think tonight at Sebring it'll be a lot more closer. I think because the track's a lot more shorter. Plus, people will be using a lot more different downforce configurations.
Yeah, will certainly be an interesting element, that part of it. Got a couple of longish straights, of course, going into sunset and then coming out of sunset, as we think can see right now. But yeah, of course, you've got that tight, twisty section as well near the starts of the lap. We have got a full formation lap to go, so no rush with the grid today, thankfully. Marcus Hampton, though, is on pole position in the LMP1s. He was only half a tenth clear, though, of Tommaso Carla in second. Then it's Michael Mittner in third, Maxime Bryant in fourth, and Dominic Farber starts in fifth place. That could be a good LMP1 battle. Top 5 separated by 1 second. It's usually quite a bit more than that in qualifying. Then in the LMP2s, it's Carlo Barti leading the way. He was a 10th clear of Ronnie Nunes. In third was Johan Hart. Odd to not see Hart on pole position, I must say. In those LMP2s, he's been lightning fast in qualifying so far this season. Don't rule him out of a potential victory there. With Dirk Van Tolder in fourth and Pascal Sticks around out the top 5 there. And then in the GTEs, Lucas Yestad in first position. We I couldn't pronounce that earlier on. But Ricardo Castroledo starts alongside him. Keiko Shube, good to see him around today. Those top three, by the way, separated by 1/10 of a second. Thibaut Kazorbon starts in fourth with Alexander Voss. Good to see him around in fifth position. Got very good GTE field once again, a very large GTE field as well, and that's going to just make it even harder, I guess, for the LMP1 cars, Ryan, to get past all those GTEs today. It's not the longest circuit in the world, so traffic's going to be an important part.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with regards to the P1 drivers, I think the P1 drivers, when it comes to lapping GTE cars, especially through the tight twisty sections of the track, especially in the last sector, I think it's going to require patience and cooperation between the LMP1 cars and the GTE cars. But yeah, I think it's the aim of this race for me, in my mind anyway, is patience, patience, patience.
Yeah, I think so. I think we visited here last season as well, and that I seem to remember was quite a high attrition rate. I think the LMP2s in particular, I think we only had about 3 remaining by the end of the race. Hopefully we'll see a little bit different today, but good seeing the LMP1 field today, right? Really, really close, as I've already said. Marcus Hampton only a 10th player of Tommaso Carla. And Mittner's been very strong so far this season. So too has Barber. Cyanja, don't rule him out either. And also Albert, I think, was very strong with Atlanta last time out as well. So could be a really, really close LMP1 battle for the race win.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just looking through the P1 field as well, and yeah, there's 1 or 2 names I've not seen before. There's number 36 or 7th place in LMP1, Nick Rowland. I recognise his name. I've seen him a few times in various series, and yeah, he could be one to watch out for in this race. Also, Cyandra as well. He's probably one of the quickest people in this P1 car. So yeah, but it all comes down to just not making mistakes around Sebring, and yeah, it's just being careful and trying to keep out of trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And then in the LMP2's Carlo Barty, good to see him at the front of the field. I don't think, has he won a race this season? I don't think he has. He's been very close many times, I think, but it seems to have always been Neil Andrews, who's unfortunately not here today, and Johan Hart usually taking those race victories. But yeah, those top 3, top 4, top 5, there's a lot of drivers in that class as well who could potentially win. Julian Bout as well, starting a little bit lower down along with Pascal Stix. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Stix and Bout can maybe make their way through the field, because I think they're going to be 2 of the fastest drivers out there.
Sorry about that. Yeah, my mother was on the phone to me there. Yeah, my apologies for that, viewers. What was the question? Sorry.
I was just talking generally about the LMP2 field.
Yeah, the LMP2 field. Yeah, there's no Neil Andrews tonight, as you mentioned, but there's a few other names to keep an eye on. In the P2 field. Ronnie Nunez, Johan Harf, he's always lightning quick. Dirk van Tolden, I think. Apologies if I screwed that up.
That's how I say it, I think, yeah.
Also Pascal Stix.
Yeah, we'll wait and see how that one turns out. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. About 65 viewers for this one, so hopefully this will live up to expectations. Marcus Hampton will start from the pole position, and away we go here at Sebring. And Hampton gets a very, very nice start from the rest of the pack. Will block that energy down into turn 1. No contact at the moment, but a little bit of movement from a couple of the drivers out there. But it seems as though we've got the pretty clean leads right now. In the LMP2, so it's really close amongst Johan Hart. I think going into the lead there, around the outside there goes Hart, and he might just be able to pull ahead of the rest of the field. Nunez stays in 2nd place, but Labate, well, I said he hadn't won a round so far this season. It doesn't look like he is going to today if he cannot play it to that position. And we've got a fall off in the background. It's Keiko Shube. Great to see him out there today, but he's got a little bit of damage on that car already, and he's back to the back of the field.
Yeah, this looks like it looks like he got nudged around, or yeah, there was a bit of contact. So yeah, issues in the early stage of the race for Kasubi, but yeah, it's still the early stages of the race, so he could regain some positions.
Yeah, he'll certainly be one to watch out for later on, but Hamilton making a little bit of a gap currently, about 3/4 of a second ahead of the rest of the field. Bruno von Talbot just losing out there to another driver. So just lose a little bit of sight of what's going on, but I think that this is a replay of what happened to Bruno earlier on in the lap. And I think he's probably out of the race. Watch, I can't see it, but apparently a big crash. And yeah, just seen a small shot of his rear wing, and it is quite a bit of damage for that car. Marcus Hamilton still leading the way, but it's only by half a second. This LMP1 field really close currently. Also really close between Mittner, Bryant, and Farber out there. They're really following each other very closely. But through this part of the circuit, it's very difficult to go for me. Cyanja, though, is not going to listen to me as he has a little bit of a look into turn 2.
Yes, Andrew's not fooling around. He's on it from the get go, and managed to get a position as we look back up to back at the P2 field. Johan Harf's the leader. Ronnie Nunez is in second, not far behind.
Yeah, it'll be fascinating to see what pace these guys have got in comparison to one another. Yeah, Harf couldn't take pole position, but yeah, odd start for Carlo Labate to lose out. And if anything, he's under pressure from Pascal Sticks, who I did say he would be very strong. He's already got past Dirk van Tolden already. But yeah, this kind of top 5 in this field are very, very close. Also, Lucas Cristo in the LMP2 field having a bit of a poor start. He's in the middle now of the GTE zone. Oh, it's got a move here for Pascal Sticks. Just going for a move, I think, on Carlo Labate. Not sure if he made that one. It's very close between the two of them currently. Will you do a little bit of a dummy here, Sticks? No, it's not really a big enough braking zone into this next one, but a much better exit for Pascal Sticks. And it'll go alongside now. This is the battle for third position. If Labate wants to win this race, he's really got to hold on to this one. But I'm not sure if he is going to against the number 25 car as Pascal Sticks goes down the inside and he takes third position. And from starting in 5th place, within 2 laps, he's up into the top 3.
Yeah, that was a nice move by Sticks. He set it up on the run up to the twisty section, and yeah, he managed to keep the inside line and gain a position, and he's up into 3rd place.
Zorbon has just made his way past Yestad, and I think Yestad's got a big issue now because he's got a slowdown, and on the 2nd lap of the race, that's going to cost him huge amounts of time, and you can see him falling down the field, down the circuit, which is, well, in these GT cars, every circuit seems to be difficult to make an overtake on. And what awful luck hit this for Lucas, considering that he was pushed off, and that's the reason why he's got that slowdown.
Yeah, that was yeah, it's not something you want to happen around Sebring. I mean, you don't want to get a slowdown around here because you can lose so much time around here having to slow down and let other cars go by you.
Yeah, remember, he was the pole sitter. He led at least through the first, well, he didn't even lead through the first few points. He lost the lead straight away. It wasn't a great start, and that's kind of put him in the predicament that he is currently in. Lapshin in 3rd position. I think he may have won this race, not quite sure, last season. So he might be a bit of a specialist around this circuit. And yeah, he's under pressure currently from Alexander Voss. Good to see the Ford Acosta represented. It's like the fastest car day now. Anyway, Marcus Hamilton, he's only 3/10 clear of Tommaso Carla still. And will Carla maybe just be waiting behind? I'm not sure if these two are teammates or not. But yeah, he seems quite happy just to stay behind for now, Carla. Wait for his opportunity later on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm just looking at Carlo now, and he seems to be evenly matched on pace with Hamilton at the moment. But as you say, he's more than happy just to sit there at the moment and just play the long game and just maybe use his chance during the pit stops to make a move on Hamilton, or maybe try and use the traffic to his advantage. But yeah, still early days, and yep, just looking back behind him as well, they're closely followed by Michael Mittner.
Yeah, Mittner's already won a round so far this season, I think, so he'll be very strong in 3rd place, and he did just set the fastest lap of the race as well, did Mittner, fastest guy of the race on that last one, so closing in a little bit on these guys. I think it's still Johan Hartley leading the way in the LMP2 field. Sayanja, yeah, just falling down the field actually, he's down into 9th place now as side. Having an issue on the last lap, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Sai. I mean, he had a good start, and as his teammate Nick Rowland goes up the inside into turn 17, and Rowland up into P9, and he could be soon up into P8 as a head up for turn 1. He's trying to make a move on. He's trying to make a move on Rebel, but can't make it stick.
Yeah, he's going to have plenty of opportunities later on. Though here was a replay of Kosh and Kashube, I think. And just going around there, Kosh and Kashube, I think, having to go off the circuit as well. So yeah, that's really cost another couple of drives in the GT field. We've seen plenty of action so far in this class, and yeah, Koch really losing out there.
Yeah, this looks like he lost under braking to the hairpin, and yeah, he got tagged around by a team bus, I think Porsche. I'm not sure that was, but it could have been. I think that was Barry Morrison, possibly.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure who that was in the end. But yeah, we might, not sure who that was, but yeah, it doesn't really change the outcome for him at least. He's fallen down the field, unfortunately. And yeah, this GTE field, it's still going on right now. Lapchin versus Voss, and I think Voss was just making a move down that, so up into 3rd position, but Lapchin is going to try to come back down the inside into turn 1. And he is going to be able to respond, I believe, past Alexander Voss and back up into the top 3.
Oh, slight contact. Yeah, Voss was right behind him. He just gave him Lapchin a slight nudge, and I'm not sure what that was for. Maybe just out of frustration, or just possibly just too late on the brakes.
Oh, here comes Voss again, though, down the inside. Is he going to be able to make it stick? I'm not sure if he is. Lapchin's got the better line, and that's a very good response there from the Porsche driver. Then Skubowski is right on the tail, and he might even fancy his chances. Voss is going to try to come back, and Lapchin leaves the door open. But as we've seen so often around this circuit over the years, the outside line is yes, the optimal one really in wheel-to-wheel combat. And for now, Voss is going to have to wait behind. Lapchin still leaving the inside open, but he's comfortable there. He knows that the outside line will work, and he's doing very well, holding on to that podium position currently.
Yeah, absolutely. Lapson's doing a good job of defending. He's, as you say, it seems to be the wider line, the wider line seems to be the optimal line sometimes, and he's able to use that to get a good run out of the corners and stay ahead of Voss.
Already the LMP1's coming through this field, and that's just going to make it even more difficult for these drivers. Who was that looking for the inside? I think that may have been Carlo even going for the inside there. Got to be very cautious of well, I say cautious, you can't afford to leave any time on the table whatsoever. Slaloming their way through this pack. Mittner with Bryant just on his tail currently, and yeah, Hamilton and Carla just getting a little bit detached from one another, but Mittner still applying a lot of pressure to Tommaso. And this is really the worst place to catch traffic, because as you can see just behind Bryant, losing about a second or so, just getting stuck behind for a single corner. Neil Andrews is in this race. He must have just not set a qualifying time. I didn't see him on the grid. Good to see him out there. Must have messed up both of his lap times in qualifying, which is going way down the field, but he's already recovered quite a few positions.
Yeah, I thought, ooh, contact.
Oh. I think that's going to hurt Andrews more than anything because that could be some aero damage. I doubt it. If anyone can let us know on the chat if they think that that would be a little bit of split to dash potentially. These cars are quite sensitive. And he's going to look to the inside here, Andrews. There's such an opportunity on the corner entry in the middle of the corner, and also for some corner exit to go for a move at Sunset. And here comes Andrews, and if anything, it seems as though Frick is just going to let him have the inside. And Neil Andrews is up into 6th position, I think, in that class.
Yep, I'm just he's up into 7th place.
My bad.
Yep, this is the just look back up to the LMP1 field. At the moment, Dominic Farber is under pressure from Carlos Villegas. I think that's how you say it.
Villegas?
Villegas, that's it. I think.
I'm not sure. We do have our translator, practically, in Mark Barbanera, who I'm sure will whisper into our ear about what it's supposed to be. But to be fair to I don't even know. To be fair to Carlos, he's running very well currently in 6th position. He only started in 8th, and yeah, it's holding off Sirica by about 1.8 seconds currently. And yeah, Farber, 2nd in the championship, is going to have his work cut out just to hang on to a 5th position today. 6 seconds off the top 4 already. Yeah,
I'm a bit surprised that Dominic's so this far back in the field as we watch the P2 cars. Yeah, Pascal Stix is under pressure from Carlo Labate, and also not far behind them is Ronnie Nunez.
Labate makes his way around the outside. That was very nicely done. And Stix, well, he made that move on Labate when he almost seemed to be going backwards in the first couple of laps. But now he's trying to come back through the field. You can just see a cone, I think, in the fence there. The cones are notorious around this circuit. As you can see, there are many of them. And once you get one of them, especially in these HPDs, it can cost you, I think, about a couple of seconds a lap. I think Patrick Wolf got a cone stuck in his front split. So last time we visited it, and it was losing about 4 seconds a lap, and it actually cost him the race victory in the end. So yeah, don't interfere with those cones. It can be very costly.
Yeah, just looking back up at the front of the P2 class, and yeah, Johan Harf is under pressure from Ronnie Nunez. I thought it was Ronnie Nunez that was behind Stix, but it's Dick Van Tolden that's behind him. But yeah, Nunez is currently 2nd in P2 and putting Harf under enormous pressure.
Oh, Harf, the Cornington, yeah, he just disappeared to me at least. That might just be my system being funny. But yeah, he just disappeared for a second. And Nunez, full credit to him, because he lost out to Hart in the first couple of, in the first corner. It was 3 wide going into turn 1. Hart 1 on the outside line. Just swooped around the outside of the 2 drivers who started on the front row of the grid. And Nunez just struggling to figure out a way to deal with the Frenchman currently.
Yeah, I think it seems to be Harf is carrying less downforce, and maybe going for more straight line speed, especially with the back straight being so long. As we look back through the GT field, and yeah, Voss is still putting Yannick Lapcha under enormous pressure for 3rd place in the GT class.
Yeah, this one I can see going on for a long, long way. The William Esports driver, I think, Alexander Voss, at least that's what's showing up for me. So I don't really know too much about that team, actually. But yeah, I think Denis Grabowski is also part of the team, who seems to have a very similar livery. But for now, Voss will just be concentrated on getting that 3rd position. He's just over 5 seconds off the lead. And of course, one of the best GT drivers in the world, obviously, is Alexandra. So yeah, if he can get this one done now, you can certainly see him chasing down the top 2 in that board.
Yeah, I'm just checking through checking on the Pure Racing Team website to see what team Grabowski is part of, and yeah, he's part of the Pure Racing Team, and I thought it was the same. I thought he was part of Williams Esport, I believe it's called. But yeah, I just thought I'd have a quick look just to be sure.
Absolutely. We're not. I think we've learned through this series that I'm not good at team names actually. Oh, and Voss has actually gone through into third position then. A little bit of a lift off there from Lapchin. Might be thinking that you can get a bit of a slipstream. Probably feels though there's not really much point in holding up Alexander Voss for much longer, because they did have a nice little fight earlier on, but that cost them a lot of time. They don't want to have another one of them. By Morrison running in fifth position, or you see Kosh trying to make his way back through the field after that incident earlier on. Shube, of course, went off in the first couple of corners as well. So both of these guys are out of position. And yeah, they are just ahead of Jordan Deschamps, who was yeah, usually much higher up the field as well. So three very quick drivers near the back of the GTE field.
Yeah, I thought Koss was going for a move there into the hairpin, but I think he was more just defending the inside line from Deschamps. So yeah, good battle between these three cars at the moment. Yeah, just proving again that the GT class is probably one of the classes with the closest racing, and probably has loads of battles throughout the field, no matter where you look. As we look back up to the front of the PE2 class, and Harf is still under pressure from Nunes, and I think if Nunes can get a good run on the back straight, he could get by Harf. As I don't know if it's me, but Harf is just disappearing again.
Yeah, that was just a replay of maybe what we saw earlier on, or what I thought I saw earlier on. And yeah, I saw it again. I thought, yeah, and of course he saw it. And so clearly, he's having some connection issues up there. Is Johan Arden? He's got issues right now behind him. Ronnie Nunes is all over the back of him, and he's got a fantastic run. He's trying to go around the outside now. Can Harf just cover off that inside line? Well, he doesn't need to. He's super late on the brakes. And Nunes, you can see that aero wash. I'll be talking to yeah, one of my friends about the aero wash in this HPV, and it is significant. It's very difficult to keep up with guys. Silverstone was bad, and of course, yeah, around this circuit as well. It's not going to be too handy either. Nunes within 0.2 of a second. It cost us no way of going for a dive into Sunset Bend. We're trying to take a slightly wider line as the 33 car, and that's a very good run once again. But this second straight, this pit straight, isn't really long enough potentially for him to get closer into the braking zone of turn right. Such a wide entry here, but still not quite close enough. He needs to almost be fully alongside, I think, if he's going to have the confidence against a driver of Johan Hart's caliber.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just Nunes has to get a good run. He has to get a good run on the exit of this corner, or try and get a good X onto the back straight again this lap. Try and get by Nunes, not Nunes, get by Harf. But at the moment, Harf's doing a good job of defending.
Absolutely, and yeah, maybe even into the hairpin section that we just went into might be his best chance as well. He's very close on the brakes once again as Nunes. They are 3 seconds ahead of Kyle Labate. Is Labate coming back at them? Yes, he is. He was half a second faster on that last lap, was Kyle Labate. So certainly him and Styx, and maybe even Toulden, could feature in this LMP2 lead battle by the end of this race for the second time. No, it's the first time, sorry, the LMP ones coming through this field, so they haven't made too much of an impact so far.
Yep, I wonder if Nunes can get the exit of this corner nailed, he could get a run hard heading down into turn 17. As they've got a P1 car lapping them. Try to see who that is. Is that the Hamilton or Carla?
I think it was 18. So, 18. Or 28, maybe. Oh yeah, Maxime Bryant. So it was just making his way past. Nunes a little bit further back this time. And yeah, he's certainly not going to be close enough into turn 1 this time round. Although it is only 0.3 of a second, he's against Johan Hart. He likes, as we saw on the first lap, he likes kind of sweeping around the outside of other drivers. So yeah, unless he's fully alongside, going to struggle to make that move as yeah, the flashing lights come out from Nunes.
Yeah, probably taking a bit of inspiration from Stuart McFadden, but anyway, moving on.
I was holding back from saying McFadden, but there you go. By the way, if you don't know what that means, go on our Facebook page, Apex Racing TV, and I'm sure if you scroll down enough, you will see the legendary McFlashen.
Oh, there's Sayandra and Yeah, I think this is a replay. Syandra and Julian Ribelow had issues with each other.
Yeah, unfortunately, I could not see that. But yeah, what kind of happened there?
I think this is a replay as well. Julian Boot spun into turn 17, but manages to get going again and didn't seem to suffer any other dramas. As we look back up to the P2 field again with Harf and Nunes still going at it, and yeah, it just seems to be Harf seems to be able to keep that car in front of Nunes at the moment, and he's doing a good defensive job.
Absolutely. Seems to be the worst day of the season, I think, so far for Julian Belt. Usually a front runner in this series as Harf just about makes his way through on the inside, on the entry of Sunset Bend. And they've got a little bit more traffic to contend with as well. We should just go back to the lead of the GTEs for a second at least, but it is still pretty close in that class as well. We haven't seen Ricardo Castellada too much so far in this race. He is only 2 seconds ahead of Thibaut Corzabon so far. On that last lap, they were matching each other's lap times. Alexandra Voss running in 3rd place. He's dropping a lap of chin and trying to make up the gap on Corzabon. But right now, the top 4 all matching each other's on lap times, with Gabrowski just falling into the clutches of Morrison behind. He was a little bit off the pace compared to the others. Also, Lucas Yestad, we should really watch out for him because, of course, he had that slowdown earlier on, and he's coming back strong. He's already made quite a few positions up right now. He's got past Kashube, Guez, and Dahl. And yeah, next up for him, yeah, will be the guys that we, Larson and Co.
Yep, just looking at Nick Rowland in the LMP1 class at the moment. Yeah, he's currently sitting in 8th place in LMP1 at the moment, and seems to be slowly getting through the field. But yeah, it's just needs to try and get by through this traffic safely as possible, as he's closing on Moreno Starica in front of him. So yeah, he could possibly gain another position.
Yeah, currently running in 8th place, 1 position down from where he started, 2/3 of this LMP1 field. We haven't really seen too many casualties so far. Syandra, I think, is a little bit far down the field. He seems to have had issues from the start of the race. Oh no, Syandra, so he's still going strong. It's just, yeah, Ribelow and across him and Anja had a bit of an incident earlier on. Apart from that, very clean racing in that LMP1 field. Fitness still trying to apply some pressure to the top 2. This is a super close battle. Brian, is he losing touch? Yes, he is. He was about half a second slower than the leaders on that last lap. But yeah, great to see a proper 4-way battle. And this isn't just a kind of this isn't a 4-way battle because each of these drivers have had issues, right? It's because this is absolutely as fast as Brian, Hamilton, Carla, and Mittner can go, and they're all very evenly matched.
Yeah, it's just no one seems to be able to go quicker, or it seems to be these guys are evenly matched on pace. And yeah, looking at the lap times of Harf and Nunes in P2 class, both of them seem to be evenly matched for pace and matched on lap times. So yeah, I think it could be at the moment. I think the race for the P2 one could be between Harf and Nunes as it stands, if these guys keep out of trouble.
Yeah, I think so. Harf has been really good so far through the traffic today. You can see just making that bit of a gap. I wonder if Nunes will go for the move in that one. Yes, he did. Sometimes drivers just stick behind going onto the back straight. But of course, I think Nunes felt the confidence to go on the inside. And Will Harf lose a little bit of time behind this next Porsche. It's very much just, you know, pick out of the hat, really, because you can't really control when you catch this traffic, and yet it can cost you, you know, half a second to a second often. And Sticks actually benefiting a little bit from the traffic here, and he's right on the back of Labarti. Already, these two have swapped positions twice, and Sticks is going to try to make it 3 times, and down the inside goes Labate. That was a little bit late on the fall there, but he's just about bridged that gap a little bit to the driver behind.
Yeah, that was a close battle going heading down into turn 1 between Labate and Sticks, and yeah, it seems to be Sticks is maybe slightly quicker than Labate, and just doesn't seem able to make a move on him or try and get by.
Yeah, earlier on, it was, Labate making the move on Sticks, and of course before that, it was Sticks making the move on Labate. Very difficult to tell who's got the better pace, and Labate will be absolutely kicking himself out there because, you know, he had that poor start, dropped down to 3rd in the first couple of corners, and fell behind Sticks. That lost him a little bit more time, had to re-overtake him, and he's now about 4.5 seconds off the race lead, still very much in this battle. You can see the 2 leaders only just up the road.
Yep, I'm just having a look through the... Oh, Jesus, Harf, that was close. Not Harf, Labate, sorry. Yeah, I was just about to say, I was looking back through the P2 field to see if there are any battles going on. I think the closest battles at the moment is at the front between Harf and Nunez, and then this second battle behind them between Labate and Sticks. And then the second battle behind them, third battle, sorry, between Neil Andrews and Dirk van Tolden.
Andrews has done absolutely incredibly well to get into the position he's in currently. He's in 5th place. He's up 9 positions from where he started. He started, I think, last of the HBDs. He's up into 5th. You won't rule him out of potential victory here. He's only 7 seconds off the lead. I doubt he qualified last just to, you know, make himself, give himself a challenge, because these race victories in the P2 class don't come easy. But right now, Andrews is giving himself at least a great chance of a podium. And that race win, like I said, only 7 seconds up the road.
Yeah, Andrews is having a good run so far. I mean, considering he was at the back of the P2 field and the outside of the race, he's done a good job to get up to 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, the 5th position in the P2 class at the moment. So yeah, good drive by Neil so far, and yeah, as you say, not out of contention for a podium position.
Sardanelli now is going to try to go on a move on Frick. Frick defending well though. That time the inside line was the better one, but of course he just had his nose ahead as well. And just not quite getting the exit that Sardanelli wanted either. Those two remain the same. Got Gabrowski and Morrison very close to one another. I'm just looking at 0.2 of a second between the pair of them. I was just thinking, is there going to be a move between the two? Gabrowski then still part of which team was it? Was it Pure?
Pure Racing Team.
Yeah, Pure Racing Team. And then I think still part of Bushfink as well.
Yep, there's a close battle between Gabrowski and Morrison at the moment, and yeah, both for it. Ooh, I thought Morrison was going for a move there. These guys seem to be evenly matched on pace. As I see a P2 car diver into the pits.
That was Maxime Detilly coming into the pit. He was about he was just behind the Freak Sardanelli battle, I believe. So an early pit stop then for that HBD. Already half an hour into this race. I hope you've enjoyed it, all the viewers. And so far I think this has been a good race. I think the second half is going to be even better than the first, because particularly in the prototypes and the P1s and the P2s, extremely close for the race lead currently. Carly Bellas having to defend from Nick Verlin currently. Or was that actually a move? Nearly going into the back of each other once again. That energy deployment and the closing speeds between these cars can be so dramatic. And Viegas is just going to hold on for now.
Yeah, this is the battle for fifth position in LMP1 at the moment. As Rowan goes for a move on the inside, can he make it stick? Yes, he can.
Very nicely done there from Rowan. Andrew's not too far behind either, and on that last lap was a second faster than these two drivers. So Rowan now up 2 places from where he started. In 5th position, got a few drivers coming in the LMP1s. Expect them all to come in within the next kind of 3 or 4 minutes. Quite a low fuel consumption circuit, this track, but still won't get much further than halfway into the race. Well, these LMP1s, these GTEs, they should get to within about 15 minutes of the race finish. Barry Marston, well, he's looking for a move each way, Ryan, but as we've seen so often in this stage and in this class, overtaking is extremely difficult because that slipstream effect, and on the brakes, it's just so difficult to make that overtake.
Yeah, absolutely. The GT field is probably yeah, it's quite difficult to make a move sometimes just because the straight line speed of both cars, from what I remember, it seems to be evenly matched. Yeah. There's a few P1 cars in the pits. Carla, Mitna, and Brian is in the pits.
Doubt that we'll see too much variance in the pit stop times here for these drivers, because it was Hamilton leading, Carla leading, Mitna ahead of Bryant when they came into the pits.
Just looking back up at the front in the P2 class, Nunes is still hounding Harf, and he's trying everything to get by Harf, and he just can't do anything. Harf is just putting on an absolutely fantastic defensive job, and I think the only chance as it stands, Nunes of getting by Harf is possibly through the pit stops as Harf dives into the pits.
Yeah, could this be Nunes's chance then? He's got to have a superb lap, and is he going to be in a little bit of trouble? Well, he's going to have a couple of LMP1 cars potentially looking to overtake him. That's not exactly what he needed, but in terms of GT traffic, we can see he hasn't got too much ahead of him, just got a Ford ahead, and that should not be too bad. Out of the pits were the LMP1s, and yeah, Marcus Hamilton ahead of Carla, but Bryant has got ahead of Mitten. Mittner, I can't actually see his lap time because I had to restart my software. But yeah, Mittner with a longer pit stop, I believe, and Bryant gets ahead.
Yeah, Brian leapfrogged Mittner. I'm not sure if maybe he took a little bit less fuel in the pit stop, or he had a better pit entry, but yeah, Brian managed to leapfrog Mittner up into 3rd place.
Yeah, I mean, that top 4 hadn't changed too much. Mittner was within about 4 seconds of the race lead, and now he's about 8 seconds off the race lead. So, yeah, it was a little bit of a longer pit stop, I believe, for Mittner. This GTE battle, though, it's developing very well. Riccardo Castellade, it's still leading by 2.5 seconds. That gap, if anything, actually coming down in recent laps, but only by a handful of tenths. T-Bolt's Kazorbon in 2nd place, and then it's Alexander Voss, only half a second behind. Remember, Voss was behind Lapchin not too long ago. Well, I say not too long ago, it was probably about 20 minutes ago, but he has done superbly well to chase down the driver in 2nd place, and he looks, at least to me, Ryan, as though he's the fastest driver out on circuit currently. On that last lap, he was 3 tenths faster than the race leader was, Alexander Voss. So if he can get this move done on Kazorbon nice and quickly, I can see him maybe chasing down the leader by the end of the race.
Yeah, I was just just looked at Voss's lap times, and yeah, he's putting in some decent lap times at the moment. And I think if he can get by Kazubon, he could possibly catch Castellado up in the GT class and maybe challenge him for the win.
And on this lap, it seems like they're taking a little bit more time out of the race. Here comes, I think that's Johan Half just making his way past. And yeah, on that last lap, Kazorbon half a tenth faster, and Voss half a tenth faster than Kazorbon. So not too much change in the lead of that GTE battle. But when it comes to the pit stops in approximately 5 to 10 minutes time, could get very, very interesting amongst those 2 drivers.
Yep. I think at the moment, as it stands, it seems that Kazumon and Boss is quicker than Castelletto, and they're slowly but surely closing the gap on him. And I think it could come down to the pit stops if maybe Kazumon or Voss can jump Castelletto, or maybe try and gain some time.
Yeah, so maybe Voss will come into the pits very soon. Maybe just to try to get a little bit clean air, if anything. And of course, yeah, you can get a little bit of luck as well with the traffic, obviously. And yeah, that might be his best chance out there for GT driver. Nunes is into the pits. It's very important, this. Will Nunes be ahead of Hearth? Hearth had I can't even see how long he was stationed for. Oh dear. Well, he's coming onto the back straight now. And this could be very close between the two of them. Stix and Talden have stayed out, and Juice, Fick, Sardinelli, and Boot all into the pits. But this is absolutely fundamental. Before the pit stops, Johan Hearth was about a second clear of Ronnie Nunes. Nunes is not stationary anymore. He's trundling around the pit lane. There he is. And I think Nunes might just have this one. He's off the pit limiter.
That was going to be close.
Hearth on the inside, and it's going to be neck and neck between the two of them. But Hearth is just ahead, and it's going to be Ronnie Nunes who's going to have to make the move on track if he's going to win this. If he's going to win this race.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Nunes would have possibly jumped Hearth in the pit stop, but yeah, it's definitely game on for the one in the P2 class, and yeah, if it's just a case of if Nunes can try and make the move on Hearth as quickly as possible and try and pull away a little bit.
Oh, Surica a little bit off the circuit there. And like I said earlier on, you don't want to cone your front wing, as we've got three wide, three different classes. It's absolutely fantastic whenever you get shots like that. Bryant making his way through there. He's 7 seconds off the lead. It seems as though it's going to be a two-way battle between Hamilton and Carla to the end of the race. Bryant under pressure though from Mittner. He must be so frustrated after that longer pit stop earlier on. Maybe denied him a chance of the race. But a podium would at least be a good consolation for him. The 18 seconds ahead of Dominic Barber is just not been his day today. Remember, I think won at Road America, and I think he won at Interlagos as well, did Barber. But today, he's a long way off the pace.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Barber. I mean, he's normally up at the front, and yeah, I don't know if maybe if it's lack of practice, maybe not enough time to practice, but yeah, he's not at the front where he normally is, but it could be. It could be also the track as well. Maybe not suiting his driving style, possibly.
Yeah, I think that might be the case. On that last lap, he was pretty much matching the top four. So clearly got some pace out there, but yeah, just a little bit too late. Oh, we've got a Porsche round. Who is that? Not sure who that was. Not an issue though for Cyanja. Bradley Haley now.
Oh, it's he just it looks like he maybe just carried too much speed into the corner possibly and just lost the rear end. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's how close Faber was to making contact. Anja, oh, is he going to be able to make this move now? The 22 car, such a narrow part of the circuit. At least if you're going pretty wide, it feels very narrow. And Anja gets ahead of Surica. So after those issues earlier on for Sai, he has done very well to get back into the top 8 now.
Yeah, it's been a good recovery by Sai at the moment. Yeah, it's been a good recovery by him at the moment, and yeah, I think for the rest of the race, it's just a case of trying to salvage any positions possible, or just try and get as many points as possible.
So, GTE battle. Currently, Castellado 2.4 seconds ahead. So since we last joined, gone down by 0.2 of a second, which doesn't sound a lot, but I think they'll be pretty happy with that. And now, coming into the pits is Cazorbon, but not Castellado. So Boss stays out, which isn't entirely surprising that he's currently stuck behind Gyros throughout this stint, and so has picks up quite a bit of slipstream. But impressive there from Castellado to be able to carry on going out there. Circa has come back against Anja seemingly, but Anja's not going to give up, of course. And he's going to look to the inside. Circa almost trying to push him into the inside wall there, and he's going to try to go around the outside here. Moreno's Circa, is he going to get stuck behind the Ferrari though? No, he's not. He's just about going to be able to cut across Cyanja, and that was very good retaliation there from Moreno.
Yeah, it was Moreno just decided that he wasn't going to let Andra get away that easy, and just decided to put up a bit of a fight as we look back through the GT field. And yeah, at the moment, Kasubon's behind Dimitri, who I can't say that.
Hoodeludis.
Hoodeludis, that's it.
I love that name. Sorry, Dimitrios, but fantastic name. Well done. Personally, I hate my name of Sam, but Hoodeludis, wow, that is quite something. Greeks have good names, don't they?
Yep.
Anyway, he's still behind Cazorbon, who, well, Cazorbon's made a pit stop, sorry. I was thinking, what's happened to T-Bolt so far in this race? But of course, he has just made a pit stop, and so is a little bit further down the field. Then New York Speed was running in second place just a couple of laps ago.
Yep, just looking through the field to see if there's any close battles at the moment, and the only close battle I can find at the moment from my is a GT car in the wall. That's by Bradley Haley.
Yeah, not the first time that we've seen him have issues. Of course, yeah, had that spin at Sunset Bend. And yeah, Haley now with a bit of damage on that car.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the replay to see what happened to him. Yeah, he just lost the rear end again.
So not a great race for Bradley Haley, but yeah, should be able to continue quite safely to the end of the race at least. Any more gyros in the GTEs coming in? Not at the moment, it seems. So they've all stayed out on that lap. So, sorry, Castellado has pitted. Apologies. That's my bad. It hasn't come up on my screen for some reason. I don't know why. But he has come into the pit, and he's in a third position, according to me at least. And you can see Cazorbon only just behind him, and that gap, you know what, that's gone down. 1.75 now. So again, it's small margins. It was 2.4 prior to the pit stops. Now it's 1.7. But it does give hope that Alexandre Voss, if he can give the lap of his life, Brian, he might just be alongside with Castellado when he comes out of the pits in probably about a minute's time.
Yeah, I was going to say Cazorbon should be close after the pit stop. I mean, looking at his pace at the moment, he seems to be relatively close to Castellado on pace. As Alexander Voss is in the pits.
Seems pretty much nailing that pit lane speed limit. So that I doubt he went over the speed limit, but certainly was not leaving any time to spare there. And yeah, well, will he be ahead of Castellado, and will he be ahead of Cazorbon? That's the question. Deschamps also into the pit, so he wasn't going to lead a lap, unfortunately. But here comes Ricciardo. We've already seen, a close battle in the P2s going into turn 1. Was leaving a little bit of wheel spin coming out of the pits there. He's not giving an inch to his rivals, but I don't think it's going to be an inch separating each other, because he's lost quite a little bit of time there, and he's going to be behind Cazorbon as well. So Voss, I was getting my hopes up that maybe he could challenge for the race lead, but instead he's a long way behind. He's ahead of Lapchin, of course, But Boss, well, he's some 3 seconds off the lead still. Going to be difficult for him to make those 2 moves if he's going to win that race.
Yeah, it just seems to. I'm not sure where Ross lost some time in the pit stop. I don't. Maybe he was a bit slower than expected in the pinch, or just maybe Castellado just put in some hot laps after his pit stop and tried to go as quick as possible. But yeah, it's a bit. But yeah, we've still got about 13 minutes left in the race, so yeah, plenty of time for Ross to try and close that gap to Kasubon and also Castellado.
Plenty of time for Michael Mittner to get the move on Maxime Bryant. We've seen pretty much no overtakes, I think, in this LMP1 field, despite being so close amongst kind of these top 4, currently separated by 10 seconds, which is one of the closest battles we've seen all season. Maybe not necessarily for the race E, because, yeah, not too much overtaking has happened. Of course, Bryant got ahead of Mittner in the pit stops, despite each other pitting on the same lap. You can see how difficult that's been for Bryant just ahead. And despite all the energy deployed by Mittner, he's just not getting any closer.
Yeah, it seems to be Bryant. He seems to be using his energy. Seems to be using his energy on the straights or in different parts of the track. Unlike Mittner might be using it on the straights, as though Dirk Van Tolden spun.
Yeah, unfortunately I couldn't see that, but yeah, was running behind Andrew. No, was he running behind Andrews? No, he was running ahead of Andrews, behind Sticks, I think, but not anymore, unfortunately, for Van Tolden. Andrews up into 4th place. What a drive this has been. He's not going to win, like I maybe hinted at earlier on. He is still 7 seconds off the lead and not quite got that overspeed on the other drivers, but it's been a fantastic recovery. And maybe even catching up to Sticks might be possible in the remaining 12 minutes of this race.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the field to see if there's any other battles going on at the moment. Yeah, I've not really seen a lot of our LMP1 leaders at the front. Marcus Hamilton and Tommaso Calla. So yeah, they must be out front all by themselves. I'm guessing.
Yeah, they are separating ever so slightly. Kind of as this race has gone on. Unfortunately, this gap has just extended a little bit. It's up to 4 seconds now. Been very evenly matched, but seemingly Hamilton just with the edge. He's been one of the lead drivers in the LMP1 field since it was released. And yeah, Bryant now 11 seconds off the lead. And where's Mittner? There he is. Has he got a little bit more battery to deploy here? And Mittner is going to go down the inside, deploying all his battery down the back straight here. Now this one is not over yet, because as long as Bryant can stay close, coming out of Sunset Bend, he could well deploy his battery in response and maybe even challenge him into turn 1. And here we go. Maxime Bryant getting closer and closer to Michael Mittner, but it doesn't seem like he's got any more energy to use. And that was superb driving there for Michael Mittner. Used the traffic to his advantage, and he's back up into the top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. That was perfect from Mittner. He used the traffic to his advantage and used as much of his hybrid boost as possible to make the move, and yeah, managed to get the move sealed heading into turn 17.
Getting very close in the LMP2 field with all the different classes as well. Hart just about ahead of Nunes still, but he lost a lot of momentum coming out of Sunset Bend. And Nunes is not giving up on this one yet. Hart losing a bit of time behind a GTE there. And he's going to get a little bit boxed in by the LMP1. Is he willing to go 3 wide? He was reluctant to, but he hasn't lost too much time. How can Nunes get through this traffic? You know what? This could be costly for Nunes, because you can see 2 GTEs there, and he's got a little bit boxed in himself. I think that is... who is that? That's Boss just ahead of him. Boss just behind him. 3/4 of a second between the top 2 in this P2 field. I think as long as Hart doesn't get really screwed over by some traffic, right, he should be okay to take home that race victory.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I think I've got just under 10 minutes remaining, so I think if Harf can just keep out of trouble as it stands and try and use the traffic to his advantage and build up a bit of a gap or hold that gap to Nunes, I think the win is there for the win is Harf's for the taking. But yeah, Nunes is not too far behind, so if Harf makes a mistake, Nunes could be there to pounce and pick up the pieces and possibly pick up the win.
And you can see plenty more traffic up the road. Pascal Sticks, remember, he's only 2 seconds behind these guys. It's been one of the best LMP2 battles I think I've ever witnessed in this series. Still, Neil Andrews, he's not giving up, a further 3.5 seconds just behind, and you can see the traffic that these guys have got to deal with. Neil Andrews just about getting past. Oh dear, who was that? That was the third position. I think that was Barry Marston. He was just getting past. Also, this battle going on. Chris versus Tilly. So Tilly had a bit of a early pit stop. I think Chris may have had an early pit stop as well. Those two still going at battle and doing into the wall.
Yes, that's Moreno Sirica. What happened here? Did they? Yeah, it looks like he possibly might have just lost on the braking or maybe on the exit of the corner. Oh, he just locked up and ran wide.
An issue we see so much. I think it's partly due to the recovery system in these ambulance. I talk as though I know what I'm talking about. I don't really. If anyone could let us know in the YouTube chat, that would be very much appreciated. Personally, I'm not an expert in these LMP1 cars. Ryan, you're not a secret expert, are you, in these cars?
Unfortunately, not.
Yeah, we need someone. Just just let us know what we're talking about. Nunes, he's still sorry. According to my screen, Nunes just got ahead of Harf. Hang on, has he just got ahead of Harf?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, he has got ahead of Harf. Goodness. And that was the mistake then from Johan Hart. He got on the grass. Oh, and he nearly took Nunes with him as well. And he nearly took another P2 car as well and bumping across the grass there. I'm not sure what. But Johan Hart from the race lead, I said that he didn't need to, as long as he wasn't screwed over by some traffic, he'd win this race. Well, he's not going to win it anymore.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see what happened here, and yeah, it just looks like he caught the grass from the exit possibly, or he just got in the gravel. Yeah, I think he was trying to go for maybe he was trying for a new career in a World Rallycross.
We say that Hart is one of the best global rallycross, one of the best rallycross guys in all of iRacing. One of the few guys I think to take on Mitchell de Jong, so he's pretty good at that. Oh, then Talden was very deep in the gates there. So, but yeah, Harf, he's thrown away a race victory, unfortunately, today, because I don't think there was any chance for Nunes to overtake him. And instead, he's out of the race. Right to the midfield of the 8 LMP2s. And Nunes, 1.75 seconds clear of Sticks.
Yep. Yeah, it just proved my point that all Nunes had to do was just keep up with Harf, stay with Harf, and if Harf made a mistake, he could be there to pick up the pieces and pick up the lead. And yeah, my basic instinct came true. So yeah, also I'm a little bit biased because Ronnie Nunes is in the same team as me and on iRacing. So yeah, go on, Ronnie.
we're not biased whatsoever. Grabowski, well, this battle, Grabowski versus Marston, this has been going on for a while now. Although Grabowski was on the back of Lapchin, wasn't he? So, Marston, yeah, he's now onto the back of Grabowski, maybe just losing out a little bit of time through the traffic. Is the forward driver. 5 minutes to go in this race. The majority of the battles out there has been sorted. Voss is ahead of Kazorbon. I don't think we saw that. So Alexander Voss has finally made that move on T-Volt Kazorbon. He's 4/10 clear and will now chase after Cascaleda. It was well, no, it wasn't simply done as he done into turn 2, so I can't see that run.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I never seen the move myself, unless Kazuba made a mistake or just both got a run at Kazuba and managed to pick up second place.
Just about to watch it back on the YouTube stream. It's my own. I run this on a laptop, so that's fault. It was just a very good move to be fair. From Alexander Ross straight down the inside into turn 2, and yeah, he's up into second place. But is it too late for him? He's 1.8 seconds behind the race leader, Ricardo Castrolado, and on that lap was 2/10 slower. So yeah, he's not going to quite be onto the back of him in time. But considering how he started in 4th position in this race, it's been a fantastic recovery from the pure racing driver.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Dennis is one of those people in iRacing. He's probably as a jeez, as Barry Morrison got a bit sideways there on the exit heading onto the back straight. Yeah, Dennis is one of those people. He's one of the, in my mind, he's one of the aliens of iRacing, especially being with such a team, such as Pure Racing Team, who are probably one of the best iRacing teams in the business. So, yeah, Dennis is a quick driver and with a quick team, and yeah, it seems to gel well together.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see much more of him and Pure Racing Team in this time slot. More in the coming weeks. We will be covering every single week of this championship. So certainly tune in next week. But of course, for now, 2.5 minutes to go. And Marcus Hamilton, the overall race leader, he's still 4 seconds clear of Tommaso Ricardo. That one turning very much into a silver battle. So I think they're teammates, those two. And yeah, it's just been a very solid drive, as we've seen mistakes from other drivers, very easy to do. These guys have remained error-free. Michael Mitner consolidating that 3rd position though. He's 6 seconds off the top 2, but quite a bit of a gap over Maxime Bryant now. And really, not too much going on. 2.2 seconds between the top 2 in the HPD class. Half closing in on Van Tolden in that HBD class as well, but really the closest battle is Gabrowski versus Morrison. But yeah, it doesn't look as though Morrison's going to be able to make that move, but Gabrowski could well make a mistake, as we saw Hardy just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I think it was I can't remember what, I'm not sure what car it was, but the first couple of corners I seen a car on the grass. I'm not sure if it was Grabowski or someone else, but yeah, this car looks similar. As yeah, this is probably the closest battle in GT we've got at the moment, and as a P1 car goes up the inside of them, that is number 8 is leader Marcus Hamilton, and this is the last lap, heading into the last lap, I should say.
Oh, Morrison's got a very good run coming out of Sunset Bend. You might just have a chance going into turn 1, and round the outside now goes the Forster driver. Will he be able to hold off on the inside there, Grabowski? He may not have a chance. Morrison round the outside, and if he can just hang it round the outside here, Grabowski is going to have the inside for the next one, and he almost needs to just push his rival off, because if Morrison gets space, he's going to do that, and he's going to take that 5th position.
Beautiful.
Very nicely done there from Barry Morrison, but it's not over yet. Grabowski goes to the outside. Couldn't really brake too late because of the HBD on the outside there. Morrison, well, he's still not home and dry yet. Grabowski, if he's going to be able to take back this position from now to the checker flag, he's got to do it now. But of course, Morrison would just cover the inside line. That's simple to do. Grabowski, though, round the outside here, and he's going to keep his nose on the inside, side by side for about a lap now. These two guys, the LMP1's just going to have to wait behind for now. Grabowski just cannot get that position back, and now that the LMP1 has put him offline, that should be signed and delivered for Barry Morrison.
Yeah, they're still coming up to the back straight though, and if Dennis can try and get a good exit heading onto this back straight, he could possibly try and get a run on him heading into the final corner.
The lead eight, Marcus Hamilton rounding Sunset Bend for the last time. It's been a pedestrian drive for him today. but it's been anything but pedestrian speed. It's been absolutely superb for Marcus Hamilton. He wins the LMP1 field, and Riccardo Castelletto, he'll hang on for a superb win. Absolutely fantastic from Riccardo out there. He beats Alexander Voss by 1.5 seconds in the end. Great drive from Voss. And Morrison, he's surely going to hang on, isn't he?
Grabowski got the run.
Just about against Dennis Grabowski. A half a tenth between the two of them at the line. Ronnie Nunez has still got a little bit longer to wait for him. The majority of the lap, in fact. He's still got Pascal Sticks behind him, so he needs to make sure that he does get to the checkered flag. He's got Neil Andrews, Dirk Van Tolden, and Johan Hart also on the lead lap with him. And this LMP2 battle will be absolutely superb. Only 11.5 seconds separating the top 5.
Yep, just watching Nunez heading up to the back straight, and yeah, he's only got the run on the back straight, heading up to the final corner to go, and then he's got the home straight, and yeah, he should be comfortably picking up the win. It's been a good drive by Ronnie. He's stuck with Johan Hart, one of the quickest people in iRacing, and yeah, he's managed to pounce when he slipped up.
Yeah, he waited and waited. He had to wait for about 55 minutes for a mistake from Johan Hart, but it came, and Ronnie Nunez wins the P2 field here at Sebring. You can see Pascal Sticks only just behind him coming the end of the race. Neil Andrews, what's a recovery drive from last on the grid to third by the check flag. Dirk Van Tolden, a little bit of a quiet race for him, but he was absolutely superb in 4th, and Johan Hart will not be best pleased with that in 5th position after that mistake from the lead of the race. But we can now take you through the final order. Like I said a couple of minutes ago, Marcus Hamilton wins the P1 field, wins the overall race here at Sebring ahead of Tommaso Carla, 6.6 seconds behind. Michael Mittner put a good challenge on in the first half of the race. His challenge just went off a little bit once the pit stops were completed. Maxime Bryant finished in 4th place, only half a second behind in the end. Dominic Faber, a little bit of an off day for him. Hopefully he'll be back on pace next time. Nick Rowland pushed him hard in 6th. There's Carlos Villegas in 7th and Moreno Surica in 8th. Also, Sai Anja having an issue up there, along with Alba and Riblo. In the P2 class, Ronnie Nunez wins that one, and a great drive it was from him. Pascal Sticks in 2nd, Neil Andrews 3rd, there's Dirk Van Tolden. Johan Hart spun from the lead with about 5 minutes to go. Carlo Barzi pole sitter was not to be his day. Frederic Sardanelli in just behind. Then it was Lucas Chris, Leonard Freak, Julien Boots, and Maxime Detilly and Rene Penquit in rounding out that field. In the GTEs, Riccardo Castelletto wins that class just ahead of Alexander Voss and Thibaut Kazorban, who part of a valiant defense, fought the race lead for a while. In the end, comes home in 3rd. There's Yannick Lapchin, a bit of a quiet 4th. Barry Morrison just about getting that move on Dennis Grabowski with a lap to go, 5th and 6th. There's Adrian Baeza, Lucas Yestad, pole sitter. There's Keiko Shive, good recovery drive from him. Anders Dahl, Joel Guez, Jordan Deschamps, Christian Koch, Sven Haase, Dimitrios Houdeludis, and Bradley Haley in 35th place. The retirements were Grieven, Goodway, Fontalba, and Caroni. Looking to see if we get any interviews. At the moment, we don't have any interviews, so I will just see what round is coming up for us next week. Of course, like I said earlier on, we will be covering all the Wednesday night races here on Apex Racing TV. And next up, it's a Le Mans 60-minute race round there. So that should be, I don't really have to say, it should be absolutely superb, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Le Mans is one of those iconic tracks. It always produces great racing, and I think with the long straights as well, the slipstream should make it even closer. And yeah, if it's anything to go like last season's race, where the where it was unpredictable and it wasn't decided. Sorry, until the last couple of minutes. I think hopefully we should be in for a race like that next week.
Absolutely. The P1s, I remember that they had to fuel save massively through the race just to get to the finish. So hopefully we see the same thing, because that produced absolutely awesome climax to the race. Where we're like, when are you going to run out of fuel? Absolutely superb. And also the other classes were very good with that slipstream effect, like you said a moment ago, Ryan. Still, we haven't got any interviews, so bit disappointing. Of course, if any drivers are listening back to this next week, certainly join us. We like having a chat with you. Good to broaden our knowledge, as we don't know too much ourselves. But tomorrow we have got the BSRTC Pro Series on Apex Racing TV, and on Saturday I think it's the World Championship Grand Prix Series. I'm not sure. Not don't think there's anything on in the evening either. iRacing Grand Prix Championship. Certainly tune in for that one Sunday midday, and then the BSR Porsches Sunday evening, and then you'll be back with us next Wednesday at Le Mans in the iRacing Le Mans series. But for now, from me, from Ryan, and from Marco, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you next time.